3 broken children nobody wanted. 1 rich CEO with everything except happiness. When Robert Chin adopted Lily, Marcus, and Zach, people called him crazy. Years later, his trusted friend betrayed him, stealing his company and fortune. But what these unwanted children did next changed everything forever. Before watching full story, comment below from where you watching. Also like and subscribe for more stories. You've gone crazy, Robert. Victor hit the table hard. You're throwing away everything we built for 3 broken kids nobody wants. Robert's face got tight as all 12 board members stared at him with shock. The news about him adopting 3 troubled orphans had leaked to the press. His company's stock dropped 15% in just one day. Their children, Victor, not business deals, Robert said firmly. And my private life is not the board's business. Victor laughed coldly. It is when you're the face of this company. Investors are calling me, asking if you've lost your mind. Robert didn't expect his oldest friend and business partner to be so mean. At 45, Robert had built a tech company worth billions from nothing. 20 years ago, he was homeless after his parents died in a car crash. A kind old man named Mr. Wilson gave him a place to stay and helped him get an education. When Mr. Wilson died, Robert promised he would help others someday. That day came when he visited Sunshine Orphanage last week. There he met 3 children nobody wanted to adopt: 10-year-old Lily with bad burn scars on her face from a house fire, 8-year-old Marcus who had learning problems so bad he could barely read, and 6-year-old Zach whose angry outbursts scared away every family. These kids have been here the longest, said Ms. Jenkins, the orphanage director. People always choose the younger, cuter ones without problems. Robert looked at the 3 children who sat quietly in the corner. I'll take all 3, he said without hesitation. Ms. Jenkins was shocked. Mr. Chen, are you sure? These children require special attention and care. Everyone deserves a second chance, just like I got, Robert replied firmly. The first few months were extremely difficult. Lily wouldn't show her face and cried at night. Marcus struggled with basic tasks and needed special tutors. Zach broke things when angry and ran away twice. Robert's business partners thought he had lost his mind. You're ruining your life for these broken kids, said Victor, his company's co-founder and oldest friend. Nobody wanted them for a reason. They just need time and love, Robert insisted, though he often felt overwhelmed. Things got worse when the media found out about the adoption. Cruel headlines appeared: billionaire's charity case, PR stunt or madness? Photographers followed the children to school, making their adjustment even harder. Victor became increasingly hostile. Your company is suffering because you're distracted with these kids, he warned during an important board meeting. Investors are nervous. But Robert refused to give up on his new family, even when Zach was expelled from school for fighting and Lily locked herself in her room for days. 3 years passed with slow but steady progress. The children began to trust Robert and feel secure in their new home. Lily started to show her face more often and even made a friend at her new school. Marcus's reading improved with special education. Zach's angry outbursts became less frequent. Then disaster struck. While Robert was on a business trip, Victor secretly met with other board members and investors. When Robert returned, he was shocked to discover he had been voted out of his own company. The board has lost confidence in your leadership, Victor said coldly as security guards escorted Robert from the building. Your priorities have changed. The company needs someone focused solely on business. Not only had Victor taken Robert's company, but he had also manipulated financial records to make it look like Robert had been stealing money. Robert's assets were frozen pending investigation, and their luxury home was seized. Overnight, Robert and the children moved into a small apartment in a poor neighborhood. Robert was devastated, not for himself but for the children who had already lost so much. I'm sorry, he told them as they ate cheap noodles for dinner in their cramped kitchen. I promised to give you a good life, and I failed. Lily, now 13, took his hand. You gave us something more important than money, she said quietly. You gave us a family when nobody else would. Robert struggled to find work with his reputation destroyed. His former wealthy friends disappeared. The family survived on Robert's small savings while he fought the false accusations in court. The children, however, showed remarkable strength. Lily helped an elderly neighbor with grocery shopping. The neighbor, a retired makeup artist, taught Lily techniques to minimize her scars and boost her confidence. Marcus spent hours in the local library, slowly improving his reading skills with free tutoring programs. Zach's anger found purpose in protecting smaller kids from neighborhood bullies. Robert started a small computer repair business from their apartment. The work was nothing like running a billion-dollar company, but it paid the bills. He taught the children about computers in the evenings. Sometimes losing everything shows you what really matters, Robert told them. And what matters most is right here in this room. 5 more years passed. The court finally cleared Robert's name, but his company had been sold and his fortune was gone. By then, it hardly mattered. Their small family had found happiness in their simple life. Lily, now 18, had become skilled at both makeup artistry and computer programming. Marcus had overcome many of his learning challenges through determination and specialized education. Zach, now 14, had channeled his energy into sports and protecting others. One evening, Robert received an unexpected email from a former employee named Sarah who had always been loyal. "Victor's in trouble," she wrote. "The company is failing. He made bad decisions and lost our biggest clients. He's desperate for new ideas. Does it make you happy to hear that?" Lily asked when Robert shared the news. Robert thought for a moment. "No," he admitted. "I built that company to help people, not just make money." Lily smiled mysteriously. "We might be able to help with that." Over the next few months, something remarkable happened. Lily revealed she had been working on an innovative app that helped people with facial differences connect and share makeup and confidence tips. The app had quietly gained millions of users. Marcus, despite his learning challenges, had developed an extraordinary memory for patterns and had created a unique coding system that made websites more accessible for people with disabilities. Even young Zach had contributed by testing games and finding ways to make them more inclusive for kids with different abilities. The 3 children had combined their talents to create something truly special: technology that made digital spaces welcoming for everyone, especially those who felt different or excluded. "We want you to present our ideas to your old company," Lily told Robert. "Not because we want revenge, but because this technology should help as many people as possible." Robert was amazed by what the children had accomplished. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Victor might steal your ideas like he stole my company." "We've already protected everything legally," Marcus said with a proud smile. "Ms. Rodriguez next door is a patent lawyer. She helped us." The meeting was set. Robert and the 3 children walked into the impressive building of his former company. Many employees recognized him and whispered as they passed. In the boardroom, Victor looked older and stressed. His eyes widened when he saw Robert and the children. "This is inappropriate," he snapped. "Security." "Hear them out," said one of the board members firmly. "We need new ideas, and Robert built this company on innovation." For the next hour, the 3 children presented their technology with confidence and passion. The board members were visibly impressed. "This could save the company," one whispered. When they finished, Victor looked defeated. "Fine. How much do you want for these ideas?" Robert smiled. "We don't want money. We want control. My children will lead the development as equal partners, and 50% of profits will go to support orphanages and programs for children with special needs." "That's ridiculous." Victor exploded. "You're just seeking revenge." Lily stepped forward, her scarred face visible and proud. "This isn't about revenge. It's about second chances, for this company, for kids like us, and even for you, Mr. Victor." The board voted immediately. Victor was out, and Robert's family was in. 10 years later, the company had transformed into something extraordinary. It wasn't just financially successful, it had changed thousands of lives. Their technology made digital spaces accessible to everyone. Their foundation had built support centers for orphans and children with special needs in 50 countries. Robert, now in his 60s, watched proudly as his children led the company with compassion and innovation. Lily had become a powerful advocate for people with visible differences. Marcus had revolutionized education for children with learning disabilities. Zach had created sports programs that taught troubled youth how to channel their emotions positively. The family celebrated at their old orphanage, now renovated into a beautiful home and education center. Ms. Jenkins, now elderly, cried as she cut the ribbon on the new building. When Robert adopted these 3 children nobody wanted, she told the crowd, people thought he was making a terrible mistake. But these unwanted children changed the world with their unique gifts. Robert hugged his grown children with tears in his eyes. "You didn't just break my heart," he whispered. "You gave me a new one." The 3 children who nobody wanted had grown into adults who transformed a business empire into a force for good, proving that sometimes the most broken people have the greatest capacity for healing others. And Victor? He was now working at one of their orphanage centers, having finally learned that true wealth isn't measured in dollars but in lives transformed. The greatest revenge wasn't taking back what was stolen. It was creating something far more valuable from what remained.